It is December 1st, 2025, and it's time for another analysis of Bitcoin's price. And it's time because Bitcoin's finally made some kind of noticeable move out of the kind of sideways activity it's been going for the last week or two. Also, because it's the end of a month. And if you hover over here and you look up in the top left, you see that November, that's the monthly candle for November, Bitcoin was down 19,172, which is equal to 17.5%. You can also see it there popping up. That's quite a lot. And if we grab let's say, roughly about the very top of all-time high there, we're down approximately 33%, maybe a little bit more, down 40, almost $42,000 from the all-time high. So what should we think about it? Well, me personally, I just think it's a great buying opportunity for anybody who's willing to buy Bitcoin and hold it for at least 5 years. Because this is how markets work. Markets move up and down. And because, as we've talked about, I analyze this using ICT concepts. And we see that below April, the April low of 2025, when Bitcoin dropped down quickly to 74,434. And I remember that day because I actually had a buy order of like literally $20, I think, above the low there. And we hit my buy order and then kept going higher to new highs. And let's see here. So I think we're likely to come down further to the low 70s in order to grab the sell side liquidity that's below this low. We also have liquidity below the low of November now, and this is marked off as the PML, previous monthly low. I'd say it's almost certain at this point that we're going to drop and take out the previous monthly low. That's another 4.5% lower from where we are right now as I record this. And that would put us down to approximately, was that 80? About $80,000 or so, 80,500 or so. And is it, again, nothing is for sure. I mean, we still may not come all the way down here. We don't have to, but I think it's quite likely. And looking at comparable point on the chart where we made a high, then had a very big distribution lower, followed by a second distribution lower. We see this candle over here. We made a high, big distribution lower, second distribution lower, followed by 3 months of chopping sideways, really, and then continuing lower. Will that happen this time? I don't know. We also see over here we made this high, followed by a distribution lower, and then we continued further lower, chopped sideways, took out the lows beneath this half a year almost, and then that was a $15,000 and change low back in 2022, and that was when price began to run with this massive run all the way up to $126,000. So I'm pointing this out because these are just a couple of the likely scenarios that we'll see over here once this finds its bottom. Where is the bottom? The bottom could be, I don't know, I'm just, again, possibilities based on what I'm seeing on the charts. It could be that price comes down to take out the low below here. But that's the low, about 80, that would be about 74,500. That's the low of April. You might recall, if you watched my previous Bitcoin price analysis video, I broke things down into the current range, intermediate range, and the full range of this dealing range. So the full range is from the November 2022 low up to the October 1st, or the October high, all-time high. And this level here, this red line, this is the equilibrium, the midpoint, the 50% mark of this entire range. It's highly likely that we retrace down into this midpoint. This is a bullish order block here, and it could very well be that this bullish order block will provide the support that we finally turn back around and continue higher. If this bullish order block does not provide support and price continues to kind of bleed lower, then we're looking to see if this BISI will provide support, this monthly buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Anyway, we will definitely have a look at that. Yeah, that would I don't expect that to happen, if at all. Certainly not immediately, but it is definitely a possibility. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. All right, now on the weekly time frame, let's see what we see here. So on the weekly time frame, we see this strong distribution lower, very bearish. Now it's possible that we curl back up and retest the 98, the high 90s before continuing lower. It doesn't look like that right now. It looks right now like we're probably going to definitely take out the November low, previous monthly low of 80,500, before maybe curling up and then continuing lower, or just continuing lower, or just chopping sideways before then either going lower or higher. That's what it looks like right now. Of course, it's we dropped this is like $5,000 just today. So, but what I'm looking at is these two down closed candles. That is a bullish uh, order block, and if we're going to, there's a possibility that price finds support somewhere inside this bullish order block. If we close below it, then that's strongly bearish. And then I would expect that we're going to definitely go all the way down to the mid 70,000s, and taking out equilibrium of the range before curling higher is a very high possibility. We pointed to this as a bullish order block on the monthly chart. I'll just run right back to that. But yeah, here's what we see. We see these down closed candles inside a upward range. That is a bullish order block. If you want to know what that means, you can search YouTube to learn a little bit about ICT concepts. Happy to guide you if it interests you. Now, the current range is from this all-time high to this low. On the current range, we're at about 79%. We've retraced about 79% from, that's right, from this low to that high. We've retraced roughly 79%. And typically we would, it's very common for a retracement of between, 62 and 79%. Before price continues, before there's a continuation, there'll be a retracement. But if it's a reversal, then we can go all the way. Okay, so we're just keeping an eye on that. On the intermediate range, which is from the all-time high, not down to the 2022 low, but down to the swing low that was formed in August of 2024. On this, we're not even at 62% yet. So if we take out the full range low, that puts us between 70.5% retracement and 79% retracement. The range from 62 to 79% retracement, that's called optimal trade entry. And again, when there's a retracement prior to a continuation, in this case it would be a continuation higher, prices very often will retrace to this range, as what ICT calls it the optimal trade entry, before continuing higher. So we have a lot of reasons to anticipate that Bitcoin is going to go down to the mid to low 70,000s and possibly into the upper 60,000s. Is it likely that we continue lower than that? Again, I don't know. I don't have a stronger reason to expect that, but we do have a very strong reason, I'd say, to expect getting down to below the November lows. Maybe not immediately. Again, none of this has to be like, just in one day or 1 week. We could be chopping, just like it could take time to take care of these things, or it could happen quickly. We don't know. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So we have strong reasons to expect that we definitely take out the November low. Very high likelihood that we take out the April low. Very high likelihood that we take out the equilibrium of the entire range. And that maybe we go a little below that. But once we get to that point, the likelihood of continuation becomes lower and lower, and the likelihood of curling back up and turning into a bull run becomes higher and higher, in my estimation. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any questions.